Thank you. Ms. Chairman, Ms. Schakowsky, distinguished members of this panel. I am privileged to present this testimony concerning the pricing of human fetal tissue. My views are consistent with those of the Charlotte Lozier Institute, where I am Associate Scholar, which is dedicated to advancing science, medicine, and research in the service of human life, and to promoting a culture and polity of life. My views are similarly consistent with those of Sound Legal, a law firm and legal organization advocating for the universal right to life. As an attorney, I have dedicated my career to advocating for the right of every innocent human being to be protected. And so I am troubled by those in the abortion and tissue procurement industry who scheme to trade in baby body parts for their own financial enrichment. The public learned of these back-alley transactions last year when undercover videos of the organ business brokers surfaced online. Indeed, the trade in fetal body parts is a business. As demonstrated by the evidence presented by this panel, clinics and procurement companies have been getting away with charging far more than the allowed costs for harvesting, transporting, and warehousing body parts as they wait for customers. In doing so, they have violated both the intent and the letter of Section 289G2, which bars, among other things, the transfer of human fetal tissue for valuable consideration. The statute's definition of valuable consideration is straightforward. If payment is not reasonable or not associated with the transplantation, implantation, processing, preservation, quality control, or storage of human fetal tissue, it is not permitted. We can all agree on this statute. It passed with bipartisan support in a Democratic Congress and was signed into law by President Clinton. Representative Waxman at the time called the fetal corpse market abhorrent. And yet, the panel's evidence reveals that abortion clinics are being promised a profit and are paid even when they have no apparent costs to be reimbursed, and further multiplying a clinic's windfall via savings on disposal services. Tissue procurement companies are likewise paid exorbitantly by their customers. This market in baby organs and tissues demonstrates a flagrant and repeated disregard for the rule of law. It was no surprise when America's biggest abortion business, facing public and prosecutorial exposure, relented and agreed to end its long-standing practice of receiving direct payments for baby body parts. And yet, in my years of work in this field, and in the 23 years that Section 289G2 has been law, I am unaware of a single instance in which it has been enforced. This panel is right to shine a light on big abortions' back alleys. For perhaps we forget that this law was meant to protect the ethical imperative that recognizes the dignity in every human life. In the face of clinical sanitized language, we may become desensitized. In the abortion clinic, a human baby is called tissue or a fetus. A head is a calvarium or cow. The technician who counts body parts is a products of conception or POC worker. And by converting human lives into a bulk commodity, public discussion has been stifled. But we are in fact talking about real and unique human beings whose lives were tragically snuffed out. We are talking about affording them the minimal dignity that comes with not having their remains further picked through to be bought and sold like chattel. I know that the abortion industry and its allies are waging a campaign against any effort at transparency or accountability. It is what we can expect from a big business with an emphasis on maximizing profits and a lot of money to lose. And so, big abortion is fighting back with all its financial and political might, investing its political and monetary stockpile to buy public sanction, and weighing its thumb down on the scales of justice with high-profile PR firms, pocket politicians, and spellbound media. With these allies, until now, the abortion industry has succeeded in shouting down the voices acknowledging the public evidence of guilt and crying out for justice. But no more. We, the people, are not afraid of confronting the truth, and we encourage this panel and those in law enforcement to pursue it. Common sense and common decency demand enforcement of Section 289G2. Thank you.